Welcome everyone, today we have a new build guide for Diablo 4 for Season 1. As you guys can see behind me, I'm currently a level 41 Druid. I'm clearing out the Capstone for World 3. So this is a really fun build and this is a very durable build. And just to give you guys a quick skip, we was able to clear this particular dungeon at level 41 without any death. And this was actually really smooth. So what I want to do is, I want to show you guys this particular build so you can be attempting this particular dungeon solo or play with your friends. Now, similar to all of the guide videos, at the end of the video guys, I'll provide you guys with a highlight of all the gears I have been using. Now do keep in mind, I'm just basically using whatever gears I find. There isn't any particular specific gears, so I'm tailoring to what I find. But I'll highlight some of the crucial gears that can give you more stats and also more effect. Now, similar to all of the build videos, I'll be working with mobilities and also provide you guys with a cheat sheet of the summary of the spells and also the abilities and also the choice of legendaries. So make sure you guys check the links below and we'll be updating this build for you guys very soon. So coming over to my level 41 Druid. What we do is, let's have a look at the skills first and then we'll go through the gears and also the rest of the choices. It is actually pretty important to understand where you can get some power-ups from. So as for the stats, I'm going with Storm Strike and also provide us with vulnerability. I am going with Pulverize and my gloves gives me +2 Pulverize. And here I have maxed out the increase of spirit and also the increase of damage. And because I'm going with melee attack, I'm getting 6% more critical chance. Now 1 point will be going into Earthen Bulwark, and this will provide us with Fortify and also Unstoppable. This is actually quite crucial. After that, we'll go with 5 points into Poison Creeper, and also Poison Creeper extend the duration. I know there are some players that likes to go with a critical chance, but for me, because of my choice of amulet, I'm doing a little more damage with the increased duration. And over here, we'll go with the additional spirit gain when we come back to human form. Now usually, the Pulverize build will go with Deliberating Lure, and this provides us with more HP gain. Because I feel I was tanking enough with my legendaries and also my items, I was going with Hurricane to provide us with more vulnerability and also more skill levels, which I'll show you guys very soon. And here we go with Trampled and upgrade Trample to give us 40 Spirit. We'll be going with increase of Earth skills that increase damage to controlled enemies and also additional increased damage when we're fortified. Because I'm critical hitting pretty often, I'm getting 1 point into the Fortify. And finally, 3 points will be going with Quick Shrift, which allows us to do 15% more damage when we change forms. And we're going with the Using Strength, which allows us to do 30% more damage and also gain maximum life. Now do keep in mind guys, I have unlocked my Renown to level 3, which means I have gotten all the skill points up to level 41. So this build, we can do this at level 40 I think, but I had to go to level 41 because at the time, if you have seen my previous video, I had a method of getting a really strong weapon from the Stronghold, and this weapon was level 41. And if you actually watch my full replay of this particular playthrough, I was able to get this legendary weapon within the playthrough. So it's actually getting upgrades as I play the dungeon, which is actually really cool. I was also able to get this Malevolent Heart during the fight as well, and this provided me with additional armor. Now before we go over to the items of choices, let's briefly talk about the Spirit Bomb. I'm getting reduction from damage from elites, and here we're getting increased critical chance and also increased attack speed. And over here we're getting an additional chance of resetting the companion skills, which allows us to do more damage with the Poison Creepers. And finally, we'll have the 20th kill give us the Overpower with Earth spells, which allows Pulverize to do a lot more damage. Now coming over to items. Usually there isn't a preference for the two-handed weapon, as long as I get a really high item level and also high damage, I'm really happy. Now at the start of the fight, I was using this mace. I was able to get this mace from the Stronghold. This level 45 Stronghold actually dropped this golden mace. I rerolled this once and also I crafted this with one of my spare legendaries. But as I was fighting the dungeon, I was able to get this mace, which gave us more damage. Now one of the biggest highlights for this build is that you do want Pulverize, which turn your Pulverize spells into an Earth spell. And this is quite important. Now you can be coming over here to this dungeon to be farming for this codex. Now the second biggest highlight for this build is that you want to do AoE damage. You can still make this build work if you don't have this legendary, which is randomly dropped. But if you do find this one, you're really lucky. So here I was able to do shockwave of damage with Pulverize, which is essential to clear mobs much faster. But if you don't have this one, you can still make it work. Now we mentioned earlier, I'm going with the poison creepers and to deal more poison damage, so over 6000 damage, right? And what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to use this particular legendary, which I found randomly, to give us additional damage from the poison damage we're dealing to enemies. And this is one of the reasons I decided to go with extended duration. I can definitely go with critical strike if I'm not using this one, or critical chance. Now as for the helmet, we're getting Earth Spell slows enemies. This allows me to kite enemies a little bit, but if you don't have this one, any defensive codex will do as well. As for the chest, I'm getting shape-shifting allow me to gain maximum life, or allow me to heal. And if I'm healing at maximum life, I'll be getting fortified. This is actually quite essential, and it's actually really good to get maximum fortified and also to keep ourselves topped up. We want to be healthy because as you become healthy, you'll be dealing about 30% more damage while over 80% HP. Now as for the gloves, you really want a +2 to Pulverize. And I happen to find the gloves with core skills increase attack speed when we critical hit, which is actually really good. As for the pants, you don't really need the earthen bulwark to give us the maximum amount, any defensive will do. And what I recommend is, you can go to one of the dungeons, I believe it was, which one was it? So the dungeon I was mentioning was Dark Riven. This provides us with basic skills, reduce damage by 20% for 2 seconds. And if you're going with normal attack, this is definitely enough. So if you want to be crafting, you could be crafting this one on top of the pants, on top of the chest, or with a helmet. And finally, the reason I'm running with Hurricane is because of these boots. These provide my shifting skills with 2+ rank. And this means my trample and also my Pulverize will get +2 rank. And this allows my Pulverize to become level 9 to do more damage. One of the biggest highlights I want to mention is that you can see all the gears are upgraded to level 3. This is somewhat costly. If you don't have that much resource, you can go for level 2. But for me, I wanted to be safe, I wanted to be stronger, so every gear was upgraded to level 3. I don't recommend going for level 4. And finally guys, you might have noticed I do have some malevolent heart. And there are a few ways of getting those hearts. One of the ways you're going to see in my replay, which I provide for you guys with a whole replay, you can be fighting monsters. Let me see if I can find it. So over here, you guys can see that as I was fighting this dungeon, actually, there was a malevolent heart that I can interact. And by interacting this one, it summons one of the monsters. And upon killing this monster, I was able to get one of the malevolent heart. And the crucial part is able to have a socket for this one. And because what you get is, not only do you get a special effect from the malevolent heart, you also get bonus armor. And notice each of my socketing was getting bonus armor. This makes us more durable and also more tanky. Now if you don't have enough malevolent heart, you can be crafting over here at the bench table. Now I'm not sure how long it will take us to get the materials. I only had enough to craft one of those, so do keep in mind guys. Now you guys can see that during the fight I was using a potion. I went for the cheapest one because I was out of herbs. I went for the dodge potion just for the bonus experience. Now what you can do is, you can go for the increased damage to Crusader's potion, that will be really good. And let's briefly talk about the skill rotations over here. So as you fight monsters, what I found is, the first part of the dungeon was the hardest for me, because those single target elite monsters actually hit a lot harder. You want to be knocking back monsters with your trample, you want to be stunning monsters, and then you want to shape the monsters to hit everybody behind the monster. Other than that, you just want to keep your rotations, keep yourself healthy, and keep yourself casting your hurricane before you cast your other shifting spells. This allows you to get additional 2 skill ranks because of this. Now for most of the cases, you can see I was a little low on HP, and I actually used one of the tricks. You can teleport back to town and get a heal for a top up of HP. This is only because I didn't want to die. If you die, you do get all your potions back. But you can see I only used this method once. So I only went back to town once. After that, I was cruising through the monsters. So here you can see I was trying to get healed, and once I get healed, I come back to fight. Now the first part for the Druid is actually a little more challenging, but as you get to the second part, which I'll have the replay for you guys, as you get to the second part, once I start to fight the boss monsters, they're actually much easier. So with this build, you want to be casting poison creepers, and as you cast Poison Creepers, you have a chance of resetting this spell. So make sure you're aware of this, and make sure you're resetting spells to do more damage. Now finally coming over to the boss. There isn't anything too specific for the boss, we actually don't take that much damage. I think the closest time I was down to 30% HP was only once. For the entirety of the fight, I was super durable, super tanky, and this is actually an unkillable build at the very early stage of the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the build, and let me know what you guys think about the Druid for Season 1. If you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. Now coming over to my replay, what I do is I'll provide you guys with a full replay of me clearing this dungeon, and you get to see this build was actually unkillable, because I actually didn't even die once with level 41 against a level 50 dungeon for World Difficulty 2.
Cleanse these bones from my skin, and I promise to become your most devoted servant. I mean it this time. to me.